What's going on, guys? Guys here. Welcome back to another video. Now, in today's video, I've got the top 5 quick, easy tips to implement into your gameplay to help you get a couple of more extra wins in a weekend league, whether that is to get Elite 3 for the first time for yourself, or maybe you want to get Gold 2 because you want to get those picks like Neymar, Atal, and Mbappe. These are some small, quick tips that you can implement. Obviously, League 1 Team of Season was just here right now, this weekend league. We have Ultimate Team of Season just around the corner. These are 5 quick tips you can quickly inject into your gameplay, and it won't change the way you play, but it will change the way you result. Hopefully, you can get a couple extra wins for that. Before I do get onto that, I just want to say as well, I do stream on twitch.tv/NeilGuides. Link will be in the description, and link is on the screen right now. So make sure you do turn notifications on, as I will be streaming this weekend league. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Now, the first thing I wanted to go over is no-look passes. This is what, from everyone that I coach, I would say most goals that I can see that are, for example, giving the ball away aimlessly and needlessly. I'm not saying you shouldn't give the ball away, but a lot of the times you get shafted by the game. Let's be honest. How many times has happened to you? You defend it perfectly, or you somewhat perfectly, and it rebounds back to him. The whole idea is, in order to prevent this, is to not give a ball away in the first place, especially from a counter-attack type situation. This is where I see the ball given away so much. Whenever you get the ball over here, whenever you want to make a pass, make sure you take a touch, face the player, and then make the pass. In all honesty, look, you can see where my controller's been aiming. The pass should be going realistically down here. Maybe I should have aimed it a bit more to the left-hand side, maybe. But if you take an extra touch, the chance of that pass failing decreases. Now, let me give you a quick tip. Let's just say, for example, Neymar. If I wanted to pass the ball to, let's just assume he wasn't here. If I wanted to pass the ball to Neymar, if I am facing downwards, the angle of failure increases. So if I'm facing this way and I make a pass towards Neymar, the ball can go anywhere within this angle. This is what I like to call the angle of failure. The angle of failure is much more larger. There's a larger angle of failure when you're facing the opposite way and making a pass. The same as when you're doing like a backheel pass. So the way to eliminate that is to actually face the player. Now, when you face the player, let's say you actually face the player and you do make a pass, the angle of failure is much more narrow. So the ball, where the ball can deviate from where you want it to go, can be narrowed much further less as it did originally. The most important thing as well is taking a touch. You know, even though this should be a good pass, we know with delay, sometimes the game is rested. For example, like here, you can see with the left analog stick, I'm aiming over here with the left analog stick and I press the triangle button, but the game does shaft me. So the most important thing is face a play when you make a pass, and that is why simple goals get conceded from very simple things. Now, the second tip I wanted to go over is not conceding the first goal. This is probably the most important tip out there. I'll be honest, most people that I coach, I'll be honest, below elite, I would say 80% of the players that concede the first goal first end up losing the game. Why? Because people park the bus, it's hard to break down, especially if you know deep down that you're not that skillful in the attack and you struggle to attack and break down park the bus. Don't concede the first goal. You know, how many times I've seen people concede the first goal? Don't let your opponent control the game. I know sometimes you get fatigued and you don't concentrate. The most important thing is, until you get the first goal, you should always have 100% concentration. I understand you can't have 100% concentration all the time, but the most important thing is never, ever, ever concede the first goal. You're going to see, for example, the situation over here. I end up losing the ball. I end up getting the ball back, and you can see I can actually score the first goal. Very, very simple mistake. I'll be honest with my opponent here. He didn't track the run. He defended it really poorly, and I do get through, and I end up scoring. Now, at this point, after I've scored 1-0, I can control the game. The most important thing is play serious. Don't take any risks. Remember, don't start the game and go to your attacking formation straight away. Just go into your defensive formation. Play a 4-2-3-1. Don't go 4-4-2 straight away unless you're losing. This is the big mistake. People keep going into a game playing the 4-4-2 and they struggle defensively. Then they concede. Then they're in bigger trouble in the first place. Play a defensive formation first. If you're in trouble and you need to get a goal, then change your attacking formation. It is single-handedly the most important thing. The third thing I wanted to go over is being unpredictable. Keep changing up. This is the most important thing. Don't go down the wing every single time. Don't go down the middle every single time. Change it up. Always keep your opponent guessing. For example, like here, the whole of this game, I kept playing a through ball, but you see now, I just change it up. I go backwards. You see, it's not the fact of going backwards, it's the fact that you keep your opponent guessing. You see, my opponent, he suspected that I was probably going to make the pass again, so he tried to defend the passing option towards Neymar. But you see, this time, I just changed it up. I went back and I passed the ball to Mahrez. Now, instead of doing a scoop turn or a fake shot that way, I end up going around and I end up passing the ball to Neymar. And instead of going near post here, again, I take a touch inwards and take the extra touch to be unpredictable. The most important thing, I think, what separates a good player and an average player is being unpredictable. If you want to do something in the entire game, if you want to go down the wing, that's fine. But maybe cut inside twice and go inside twice. don't cut inside every single time. So as you can see over here, instead of taking a near post shot over there and taking a risk that he's going to slide tackle, I then go back inside and then take a shot to guarantee the goal. Remember, being unpredictable is the key. If you ever want to get better at FIFA, the key to beating a good player is to not be unpredictable, because if he knows what you're doing, he's always going to have to guess what you're doing. Try to be, even if you're taking penalties, never go right, then left, then down the middle. Never have a systematic process. When you're attacking, change it up. Go right twice, go down the middle once, always mix it up. That is the key, especially in head movement. Trick your opponent, look different ways. That's the most important thing. If you want to be better at FIFA and you want to be good and you want to go to the higher tiers, the key thing is being unpredictable. Always keep your opponent guessing. That way he can never guess and predict what you're doing. Because once you're predictable, it's too easy to beat you from there. And the third tip I wanted to go over is super subs. Now, I'll be honest, if you're very lucky like me, you would have got really good red picks. Fortunately for me, I've got extremely good red picks, but not all of you are going to have good red picks. So you need to get super subs. Now, I'll be honest, gold players, they just won't do anymore. You can't get away with using someone like Dembele at 70 minutes if you're losing, because he's just not good enough, especially as a sub. He hasn't got the good stats coming on. The most important thing is a sub, you want good core stats. So I'm going to give you the top 2 super subs, which I think are very, very good. The first one, you've probably seen this card a lot that I talk about him, is Visca. Visca is a really good card. Why is he such a good card? It's very simply because he's high medium, he's 4-star, 4-star, he's got outside of foot shot trait. The most important thing is his base stats are formidable. Look at that, 99 agility, 99 balance, 91 finishing, high sprint speed. This is key. Whenever you buy a super sub that's got good natural stats. Someone like Visca you can get so affordable. I think you can get him for like almost 65k now. So you got 65k spare and you don't have a super sub for a striker or winger. Visca is a good option. Another alternative option is Rafa. Rafa is a bit more on the expensive side, but he's also equally, or if not better sometimes. Rafa, another very good card. He does cost about, I think, about 120k potentially. Another very good card. But again, the most important thing is having these super subs. Have them in your arsenal. Never be afraid to take someone off. If, for example, you're losing and you need to get a goal, don't be afraid to bring on some fresh legs. The most important thing is, for example, his Visca card again, very good. And his Rafa card, the same thing. Good agility, balance, can dribble in a bad connection, can do everything. Got 4-star, 4-star, high medium as well. Got good finishing, good sprint speed. Have versatile wingers that can play in wingers and strikers. Someone like Rafa and Visca are 2 very good super subs. So make sure you have super subs. Don't forget, subs are the most important thing. I'll be honest, even with this team, you think it's a good team? You're probably right. I did get a bit lucky with my pack luck. But even then, I still have to bring off Blanc because he doesn't get the job done anymore as well as he did. I do have to take players off like Aubameyang because even though he's got good stats, his balance is a bit awful towards the end of the game. So never feel just because you got good players ready, you don't need subs. The most important thing is super subs. Even defensively, what I normally do is, when Renato Sanchez does get tired, I do play him in centre back because even though his stamina is pretty high, sometimes he's a bit slow. So I do that. I just take him off and I put Wan-Bissaka on. Always have super subs on. Have at least 1 defensive players and 2 attacking players. It is very, very important. Also, this guy is a very good super sub as well. For the fact he's only 30k 5-star, 5-star, a tremendous super sub if you are, should I say, on a low budget. And the last thing I want to finish on, probably one of the most important things, is being patient. What you can see here is a game at the end of 90 minutes. As you can see, I only had 1 shot on goal and he only had 2 shots on goal. Or off target, should I say. But the most important thing is, if you're up against a good player, this is what the game is like. The most important thing is to never commit the first goal. You know, sometimes you might only have a clear chance up until the 9th minute. For example, like this game over here. The only time I had a goal, I'll be honest, he was parking the bus the entire game. The most important thing is to be patient. You're going to get a couple of chances. Just be patient. When you get into the final third, don't rush. Don't pass the ball forward. See, if you've got no other options, play it safe. Go to the middle player. Again, only if you see a passing option that's available in the clear, then make the option. Remember, be patient because everyone is going to be playing defensively. You're going to create a chance. If you can be unpredictable, as I said in step number 3, be unpredictable and mix it up. This can be the difference between you winning and scoring. Remember, you'll only get sometimes a couple of chances in the game. Just be patient. In all honesty, if I for example took this counter attack and I played this pass straight away to Eusebio, okay, I would have got through. Would I probably have scored? Probably not. But you see, it's the ability to being patient. Can you go back? Never be afraid to go back. I always go back to my CDMs and use them. And then once you use your CDMs as players, you can then work your way around and then get inside the box. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope these tips did help you. Thank you very much for watching. Best of luck on this weekend league. Don't forget as well to apply a fitness card every single game. It's extremely important now during team of the season. Best of luck and fingers crossed you all get those Neymars and the red picks. Thank you very much for watching, boys. Take it easy and I'll catch you next one. Peace out.